What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first video of the 2025 prep series. I've been very excited to take you guys through this process. It's obviously been a long time coming, given that this off-season has been the better part of 3 years. The last time that I was on stage was fall of 2022, really October, and when I get back on stage this next time, it's gonna also be effectively about 3 years. It's October 11th to October 15th, so 4 days short. But very, very excited. We are 18 weeks out as of this coming Saturday, filming this on Wednesday. And we are getting ready to go to St. Louis for Phorm's Summer Smash event. First time that we've been to the event, so we are very excited to meet some people and hang out and overall just have a great time. But we are staying 100% on plan while we are there. So measuring out, this is one of the things that I do. This is a little travel hack. I pack intra and pre-workout ahead of time. So it's already in the shaker cups for the training session that we're going to be hitting on Friday. But for this session, I'm prepping the stuff that's gonna be for the Saturday back and legs. So have the little stacker cups here, I got my intra here, and then I'm gonna put my pre-workout in here. But then we also have all of the meals ready to go here. This is gonna be everything that we're gonna be eating while we're in St. Louis, and by we, I also do mean me. So Megan, who is also behind the camera, has helped me make all of these meals. So she helps me stay on point with everything because this is what is required to do this at a high level. So very, very thankful for her, but also now I need to go and take my little, I call it the drug dealer scale because it measures everything in micrograms. You probably had one of your friends in high school that had one of these if you were a bad kid. So, but now I need to add the salts and low salts to each one of these meals so that I don't have to deal with that while we're on the road. But other than that, all the meals are ready to go. We have 4 cream of rice meals that are in the freezer right now. It's all gonna get packed up into the Yeti and we're gonna hit it on the road. We are leaving here at 4 a.m. It is 8:30 now, so we're already about an hour and a half past when we were supposed to go to bed. I'm probably not gonna have to deal with the fact that I was planning on blacking out the curtains. We have blackout curtains in there, but there's another window in there that I was probably gonna have to black out because the sun was still 100% out at 7 p.m. in June. But where we're at now, it's probably not gonna be that, it's not gonna be that bright because we're getting to bed super late, so we're just gonna run on a little bit less hours than we normally do. It's a 12-hour drive or something like that. We're gonna get there, get checked in, and enjoy the weekend events. See you guys in a minute. Okay, good morning. It is 4:41. We are out on the road. It is pitch black out there, and we are on the way to St. Louis. About 11 hours here in the car, so we have plenty of time to chill, hang out. I can update you guys a little bit on how the prep has been going thus far because we are already about 13 weeks into it or something like that. 13 and some change, I think. I think we actually formally started 32 weeks out. So it's pretty crazy given that it feels like it started 5 minutes ago and we're almost effectively to the halfway point, at least time-wise. Not difficulty-wise because the first bit of it has been fairly easy thus far. It's always going to be harder the leaner that you get to continue to push down and push for fat loss. So the digging is a lot more difficult when you have less fat on your frame. So that being said, we started the prep about 200 pounds even, and I was 184 this morning. I've been kind of hovering around this like 185-ish mark, somewhat intentionally because when we started off, I actually got a diet break 2 weeks ago because we were pacing so quickly that we actually were ahead of schedule from a composition perspective. So needed to take the foot off the gas a little bit just to not accumulate too much diet fatigue right out of the gate. but then also to make sure that we were landing the plane in an appropriate manner, so that I was not too lean too fast, and then trying to hold that condition for a very long period of time, because you can only really stay in stage condition for so long. So given that the first show of the season is 5 or 6 weeks before the eventual end show that we want to do, and potentially a show that may come 2 weeks after that, with the way that the schedule is laid out right now, definitely don't want to be too lean too soon, especially since that first show is so far out from the end of the season. So things are pacing well right now. I think I'm a little bit more comfortable at this weight than I have been in times past, just because my body is starting to adapt. It's always going to crave homeostasis. So now that the rate of loss has slowed down a little bit, and I had that whole week of feeding back into a surplus, now that I'm back down into like the 183, 184 territory that I was at before the diet break, I feel a lot better, because I've really only been dieting for, 2 or 3 weeks consecutively since the surplus. So definitely in a good spot right now. We'll continue to kind of press down, anticipating that there probably will be more refeeds and things of that nature coming sometime later in the prep. I'm not really banking on them or looking forward to them per se, but when they come, they will be nice, just because as we continue to push for fat loss on the lower half, so glutes, hams, quads, that's primarily where I store all of the fat on my frame. So as we continue to lean out there, I want to make sure that I'm not sacrificing fullness and running flat in my upper for too long. Although I will say, in the last, again, 13 weeks, I really haven't had to get into that position too much. I've actually been able to basically keep like a really high level of fullness, to where I'm able to get great pumps in the gym, still eating probably 365 grams of carbs or so a day. And I'll go into more detail as to what my diet actually looks like in another video, because I know you guys like watching the full day of eating and kind of just seeing what it is that I go through on a daily basis. But yeah, we're in a really, really good spot right now. Like I said, we got a long drive ahead of us, but we're gonna kind of get set into it. We'll check in with you guys again sometime later down the road.
Might be the better choice. Why? They digest more slowly, keeping your blood sugar stable and preventing glucose spikes that cause your energy to crash. So instead of cutting out the carbs, just choose the ones that fuel you best. Scan the QR code to the full episode.
All right, and we have officially made it to our first stop, mostly because I have to pee and we needed gas. We were gonna go another like 20 minutes, but I can't hold it any longer. This is one of the downsides of dieting and not having all of the carbs in your stomach, is there's nothing to hold the liquid as much. So find myself peeing a lot more frequently throughout the day. So now 4 hours into the drive, I can't hold it anymore, so we have to go in now. And we're checking in for meal 1. We're about 4 hours or so into the drive now. It is coming up on 9:30, so we've pushed the first meal off effectively about an hour and a half. I usually eat about 8. But I get a little bit more in the first meal on rest days because my fats are a little bit higher. So in here we have 100 grams of green beans, 100 grams of smoked salmon, and 6 half pieces of bacon. So normally it's just bacon and green beans, but I get the bit of salmon. We're eating it cold. That's kind of how some of the meals come about when you're traveling on the road for long periods of time, especially if the gas station that you stop at, if it just doesn't happen to have a microwave. I don't really care. It's nice for the meals where I have rice in it to have them be warmed up, because the rice tastes a lot better when it's moist and warm as opposed to when it's like cold and dry. But I've had plenty of chicken, rice, and beans cold as well, so it's definitely not the end of the world. I'm gonna try to, basically, I'm gonna have this. I'm going to have meals 2 and 3 on the road as well, because we have about 8 hours effectively to go. And going to have the first meal that I actually have like carbs in it, which is the sirloin meal, meal 4. I'm gonna try to make sure I save that one until we get to the hotel, because I would rather eat the rice form. So This is the second Buc-ee's that we've passed now, and I was gonna drive right by it as well because what do I have to get there? And we literally just stopped like 20 minutes ago to get Megan a Bojangles biscuit for breakfast. So we both had our breakfast, and I'm like, okay, we'll just keep driving. But somebody wants beaver nuts, so we're gonna go inside and get beaver nuts. Maybe I'll get an energy drink or something. We'll go.
You don't need one. You have one right here.
Oh, true. Yeah, maybe I'll go hang out with Buc-ee. Who knows? We'll see. We're on our way to Buc-ee's now.
See if there's anything for Father's Day here.
What are we gonna get for Father's Day at Buc-ee's?
I don't know, a good mug.
Mug? A mug?
I don't know. Yeah, everything.
They do have a lot.
The 4th of July shirt.
Criminal that you're getting pecans when I can't have them. It is what it is.
Is it my diet plan?
Yeah, so the only real thing that I can have when I go to places like that would be energy drinks or diet soda or something like that, because it's obviously 0 calorie. So, and typically, obviously, since we're going to the First Phorm event, I opt for the First Phorm Energy generally. I really like the Ghost ones as well. They didn't have either of those, so we are going with the Rise Sunny D one. So we're gonna see if that tastes any good. We also have Buc-ee the Badger here. Good to see you again. We are officially back in the homeland in Illinois, the southernmost tip of it though, so this is pretty far removed from the old stomping grounds in Rockford, and about an hour and a half away from St. Louis. So we're gonna heat this sucker up. We're at our favorite place, Love's. This one actually is a half mix combination of a Love's and Bojangles. So nothing to do about that though, that's okay. Megan actually, again, got Bojangles earlier this morning, so we're gonna heat the sucker up if we can find a microwave, have meal too, and then we're gonna go pull up to Phorm HQ and get all registered and everything for the event. I don't know what that's for. That might be for the rucking or something. And we have arrived at the hotel. We have absolutely everything from a luggage perspective because it is probably 80% food, and the rest of it is the actual things that we'll be needing throughout the course of the weekend. We went and got registered at the HQ, got a couple duffel bags and some energy drinks and stuff like that, so definitely got kitted out, got a couple t-shirts as well. Met Goob, that was fun, and we're on our way in a bit to go to the ballpark field or ballpark park. I'm not sure what it's called. It's something that's outside the Cardinal Stadium, and it is not an actual baseball game. Apparently, it's just bars and restaurants and stuff like that, and there's gonna be people hanging out. So we're gonna go to that tonight. There's a bunch of other stuff that's on the docket for tomorrow, but in the meantime, I'm going to need to unpack what bit of this food that I can into the little mini fridge, and the rest of it we'll throw ice in the cooler and rock on from there.
Compress is $13, and it is limited all 3 Cardinals runs.
Several hitters like that. Yeah, pitch coming out to Herrera.
We are heading out. Went and chatted to people for a couple hours, but now it's 9 p.m. and that is bedtime. So we're gonna call it a night. It's the 8th inning right now of the Cardinals game, so maybe we'll watch the rest of it when we get back to the hotel. But we have also been up since 3:45 or 4 a.m. or something like that. So all in all, it's been like a 19 or 20 hour day. So definitely gonna get some good sleep tonight because it's been a long one. And we are gonna have a long day ahead of us tomorrow. So gonna go home, get the last meal down, and then we're going to go to bed.